I'm Andras Bartok, I'm a photographer. I'm a part of an exhibition called We Share the Same Sky, curated by Lewis Dalton Gilbert. The themes that run through my work, the stuff that I think holds it together, is that I like simplicity, strong colours and shapes and tones, quite graphic elements. So yeah, I've got 3 works in this exhibition. So one of my prints is a photograph of a moon in like a twilighty ombre sky. It's a very small moon in a big sky. And I think this again draws back to that idea of simplicity that I really like. It's just tone and colour and shape. I think it was taken out of a plain window. And another piece that I have, it's a peachy sunset cloud, but it's framed on its side against a kind of a slightly turquoisey, cyan-y, bluey sky. And again, it's just all about colour and tone. It's this idea of playing with abstraction and representation and taking what's there before you and slightly changing it, a little bit whimsical or a bit peculiar or a bit strange. And then the last piece that I have, it's quite a cropped in photograph of kind of angry grey clouds. They're turbulent and they're storm clouds. Because we're quite cropped into it, you lose the context of where they are in the sky, so it becomes all about shape and form. Kind of reminded me almost of ink running on paper. And it's this idea of really cropping into an image and stripping away all the exterior context. You don't really know what else is going on there. It's just this little bit that I thought was really interesting. So yeah, I think the sky has been an overriding theme in a lot of my work, and it's something that I hadn't consciously noticed. It was something that kind of just happened. And actually when I was speaking to Lewis, he kind of pointed it out to me. He kind of pointed out how much it features and appears. I think the exhibition's great. I think Lewis has done such a great job of pulling together a really varied group of artists and a varied group of work. There's artists from different eras, there's established artists, there's emerging artists, there's people from different parts of the world. So I think it's just a really interesting, varied kind of take on putting together an exhibition like this, to see all these influences and then to balance them, to put them all together and to balance them and to make them to feel like a whole. I think there's really, really interesting work, you know, from painting to photography to sculpture to video work. It feels like quite a privilege or quite an honour to be exhibited next to some amazing artists. I don't think my works ever have been exhibited in a virtual environment, no. It's been quite eye-opening, actually, seeing it like this. You know, it feels quite different, but at the same time it feels very familiar. One of the things that I'm most excited about with this new technology is the accessibility that it gives. You know, it means someone who isn't in London at the moment, or who, you know, can get to a show on this day, can see this work, you know, from all over the world at any time. They can interact with it and they can see it and they can listen to the bits that we've recorded, you know, and read the things that we've written, and it just makes it so accessible. So I think that's fantastic. I think having that reach and giving that opportunity to taking away those boundaries, you know, I think art, a lot of the time there's a lot of boundaries. A technology like this can help to take away those boundaries. I actually really strangely enjoyed the audio feature that Vortic provided. It was an opportunity to talk about my work directly to the audience, which is not something that you usually do. That's actually quite unique, I think. So it was quite a nice process to sit down and decide what it is I want to say about this work to people who are viewing it whilst they're viewing it, how I want to describe it as they're sitting there and looking at it, and what it is that I want to get across. So I think the experience that a platform like Vortic can provide is really interesting. You know, the virtual experience, it makes it quite sensory, which is a strange thing to say about something that's virtual, but it can, you know, having the audio and being able to move around, and it gives it a different element in many ways that I think can be really interesting, you know, and an interesting way to view work. I think it's been nice to share the exhibition with lots of people, and it's quite easy to do it. You know, you can kind of just send it to people and then they can look at it straight away and they can engage with it. And I've had lots of great feedback from people, you know, just really excited about it and really liking it.